Welcome to another episode of Solitaire Rant Quest. I'm your host, the Blood Knight. The old Republic of Bloodganistan. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment, hype this video. And today, at this moment, at this time, I am talking about the Amazon's canceled Stargate project that they were going to make. And yeah, from what I've seen online on videos covering this subject, it's like one of the main reasons why this series was the project was canceled by Amazon is because the series would have been too faithful to the fans. It would have been too faithful to the fans, and they wanted the series for a diverse audience, which pretty much might as well be code word for putting the message directly right into the series. Now, me personally, I'm conflicted, not gonna lie. It's like, if they did do like a woke Stargate series, I would have reviewed that, you know. If it had been woke or like just, if it was woke, I could make content out of it. But if it's not woke, I could also make content out of it. So, yeah. Me personally, it's like, glad to see that Stargate, it's not going to go the same way as Star Trek did with Starfleet Academy and Star Trek Discovery and first two seasons of Picard and whatnot. It's like at least it's still good. It's gonna rest in peace, as opposed to what happened to Star Trek, Doctor Who, and Star Wars. So yeah, that's good, I guess. But yeah. Me personally, it's like, I think they will go ahead with a new Stargate series, but they're gonna bring in like the wrong people, and they're just gonna F it up, you know. That's what I think. Now, me personally, I think doing a continuation to Stargate would be very difficult, because the Goa'uld, by the end of Stargate Universe, the Goa'uld were largely defeated. Presumably they're reduced to like a few handful of warlords, I would have to assume. The replicators, both the ancient built in Pegasus and in the Milky Way, both of them are defeated. The Wraith, they have no reliable means of getting to the Milky Way galaxy. The Ori, pacified and defeated, pretty much. Lucian Alliance, they're just filling in the power vacuum left by the Goa'uld. So, presumably they could be like an enemy, but they don't have the technology to match Earth, you know. And then you have like a whole bunch of one-off enemies and whatnot from SG-1, one-off alien races that were antagonists, and they don't have the power, they don't have the technology to match Earth, because by the end of Universe, humanity had access to the Asgard database with all their collective knowledge, the lost city of Atlantis. It landed right outside of San Francisco. Presumably, they would have years to look. They would have like dozens and dozens and dozens of hundreds even of scientists, studying over the databases and whatnot, and all the information. It's like all they'd have to do, though. All they'd have to do is they just have to access the Asgard database, the user interface. It's pretty robust for the Asgard database. It's pretty robust. All they'd have to do is ask the user interface of the Asgard database. They just have to ask it. It's like create an ancient compatible device that we could install into the lost city of Atlantis, into the computer databanks, and use that device to basically auto-translate all the ancient writings and all the ancient stuff and whatnot into English. They could just use a computer program, a very sophisticated one, created by the Asgard database to basically just translate the ancient database. And presumably this show, it's like there would have been like a disclosure that would have happened to the rest of the world. So like humanity would presumably be building bases and whatnot all over the galaxy. We'd have spaceships and all this jazz and whatnot. And yeah, I could see like a Stargate series where it's like you're dealing with the internal politics. There would definitely be a plot line where they're dealing with the internal politics of having all this knowledge and whatnot, and it's basically in the hands of the United States of America. And yeah, there could definitely be like a plot line where it's like you got China and Russia and India and all that. They're just like having difficulties with all this technology being in the hands of America, and they want more of the technology, and they want more than just piecemeal, Like, I could see that happening. But, yeah. All the primary antagonists of Stargate SG-1 and Atlantis, they're all basically dealt with, So, you'd have to introduce new antagonists, or you'd have to it would basically be like a whole bunch of politics or something happening. It could be implied that the Lucian Alliance, it's like they got a hold of Ori technology or something like that. Because, if I remember correctly, it's like in Stargate universe, they implied that the Lucian Alliance, they had Hatoks that could survive the Asgard plasma beam cannons that the Earth was using and whatnot. So, yeah. Personally, it's like by the time, like any kind of continuation where it's like there's disclosure to the public, it's like humanity, we're building starships. We're colonizing the galaxy, It's like and we're building a new set of Stargates, I can definitely see that happening. Or maybe we use like, I could definitely see us using like very limited versions of like drones or something, like technology, like remote control drones that could just auto mine entire asteroid belts. And if there's any naquadah in the Earth's star system and whatnot, I can definitely see it's like humanity sending out remote control drones to mine it. It would be like full throttle colonization. We'd be building starships left, right, and center. They're definitely, it's like the Earth ships that they had by the end of universe. It's like, I can definitely see those ships being like older model ships. Like you'd have ships with like integrated ancient weaponry with the Asgard, like integrated drones and like Asgard plasma beam cannons. Like the other races, it's like they would be they wouldn't be able to compete with Earth. The technology would be too advanced. Hell, it's like by the Asgard had full blown Star Trek replicators, you know, that could produce food or whatever, synthesize materials, you know. Presume there's that kind of technology, so it's like Earth would be like it would be insane, you know. Like I don't, you'd have to create a new antagonist that would have to come from outside the galaxy to basically invade the whole galaxy or something like that. Like it would be crazy, you know. But yeah, kind of sucks though, because like the whole cast and crew from the original series, the actors, they wanted to reprise their roles. They were all enthusiastic about it, but it's like Amazon canceled the series because it would be too targeted. It would be too specific to the Stargate fans. Because the show would be too targeted towards Stargate fans. And yeah, pretty much might as well be code word for them wanting to jam the message right into Stargate. Which is like, yeah, that would be freaking cringe. It's like, fucking, well, destroy more of my childhood. Why don't you? You know what I'm saying? You know? But yeah, freaking sucks, I tell you. They were not getting a proper continuation of the series. But yeah, it would definitely be hard to do because yeah, everything the primary antagonists primarily defeated in SG-1 and Atlantis, you know, or that Wraith can't get to. They can't get to the Milky Way galaxy to be a threat, you know? Anyway, that's just my take on this whole situation. So anyway, I'm your host, the Blood Knight of the Old Republic of Bloodganistan. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. Leave your thoughts. And yeah. Peace out, folks. Keep your sticks on the ice and your cards on the table.